Hi everyone. Let's read Aeon with me for next 30 minutes. So our today Aeon topic is the secret life of Druid. The Greek and Roman portrayed this elusive priests as bogeymen who bathed in their victim blood. Who were they really? So this Aeon is about the bogeymen. So it's written by the Miranda House Green. So let's read the first passage of this particular essay. Bois Varius Sedatus was a respectable citizen of the community of Chartres in the early 2nd century CE. He was a member of his local town council, a sort of mini senate, where he and his colleague presided over its law and management under the aegis of Roman law. Gaul has been conquered by the Julius Caesar a century earlier and was now administered by trusted local such as Sedatus, overseen by distant Roman officials. So this whole passage is about the Gauls' various status. So the title of this particular passage is Introduction about Gaius Varius Sedatus. So, what about him? So what we can take from this particular passage is member of uh, sorry member of local town council. That's it. We can take member of local town council. Presided over its law and management. We can take this. Presided over its laws and management under the aegis of Roman law. Conquered by Julius Caesar, conquered by Julius Caesar. So that's about the first passage. So let's moving towards the second passage. So let's read it. What the second passage contains. But Sedatus lived a double life. In the evening, he donned the mantle of a magician priest and descendant of his underground temple in the small cellar of his house. There he kept a group of 4 large incense burners placed symmetrically at the point of a square. He filled these vessels with aromatic, perhaps hallucinogenic herbs, and lit fires beneath them. When the drug's leaden smoke was sufficiently dense for his needs, he and his followers began to summon the spirits by chanting their names and demanding that they provide him with guidance in the dark arts. So this passage is talking about that Siddhartha lived a double life. In the evening, he worked as a magician priest, but the rest of the times he spent his time on his hidden or underground temple, which is in his house. So what we can The title of this particular passage is that Double Life of Sedatus. Evening, we can take this line. Evening, he donned the mantle of the magician prince Christ. Evening, donned the mantle of a magician priest, and the rest of the time descended to his underground. Sorry. Next, we can take from here. And descended to his underground temple in the small cellar of his house. So what he can do in his house is described here. There he kept a group of 4 large incense burner placed mystically at the point of a square. He filled his vessels with aromatic, perhaps hallucinating herbs, and lit a fire beneath them. When the drug-laden smoke was sufficiently dense for his needs, he and his followers began to summon the spirits by chanting their names and demanding that they provide him with the guidance in the dark art. What he did in his underground temple, that he just used a 4 large vessels burners where he just used some kind of the herbs for herbs. With the help of that herbs, he summoned the spirits by chanting their names, so that spirits help him to guide him and his followers in dark arts. So we can also take another point. He, by using of drugs, he summoned the spirits so that they provide him guidance. That's all about the species. That's moving towards the next species. Who were the spirits who had to be contacted so secretly in a small space, dimly lit with oil lamp and flickering candles? Fortunately, one of the intense burner is complete enough to study closely. The vessels is inscribed, telling us who Stadis was, a Roman citizen, because his triple name, and the presiding rituals who summon the spirits. Beneath this statement is a long list of spirits' names, almost all of which are unknown to archaeologists. But one stands out, Drew. If we are right in assuming this is an abbreviation of Druid, who and what else could it be? Then it is the only direct archaeological evidence for existence of the Druid. So, this topic is this whole passage is talking about what kind of spirits that the Sagittarius summon, because there it means he recall all the spirits whose names are unknown to any archaeologist except one Drew. they're not certainly what we can sure that that truth is truth they read about in archaeology. So this passage is about the spirits and the questions on them. So the topic, the title of this particular passage is who are the spirits summoned by who are the spirits summoned by sedators? Who are the spirits who summoned by spirits who summoned by sedators? Summoned by sedators. So I can take there not much point we can take from here. This we can take first we can say that the suspicion that the spirits are from Rome because maybe the status is a Roman citizen. So we can say that because of incense burner we can identify that the spirit might be Roman or we can take this unknown to archaeologists. Spirit name, spirit's name unknown to archaeologists. Okay, let's moving forward to the next passage. The Druids have a long allude. A great many Greek and Roman writers mention them, with a mix of awe, fear, disgust, and respect. A thorn in the side of Rome because they exerted sufficient influence in ancient Britain and Gaul to threaten the expansion of the Roman Empire. The Druids were a shadowy class of priests, religious leaders, even freedom fighters. They wiped up resistance and seditions that the Roman army found hard to fight. The Druids had no literate footprint of their own, so their reputation continued to rely on Greek and Roman spin that painted this elusive priest as bogeymen who bathed in the blood of human sacrificial victims, calling down terrifying spirits from the dark world of rivals, their enemies. But who were they really, and how do we know? So, this passage is talking about the truth about whom it's mentioned in the various of the Greek and Roman writers, uh, and who are the Druids. Just give a brief description about who are the Druids, and is really Is the really Druid mentioned in the passage? Is the really the feature of the Druid? That's the passage end with the question mark. So the title of this particular passage is "Who really are the Druids? Who really are Druids?" A thorn inside of Rome. A thorn inside of Rome. Thorn inside of Rome because they exerted sufficient influence in ancient Britain and gone through the expansion of Roman Empire. We can say that we can take this line. The Druids were a shadowy class of priests, religious leaders, even a freedom fighter. We can take the Druids were a shadowy class of priests, religious leaders, even freedom fighters. Freedom fighters. And we can take another line from this whole. The Druid has no literate footprint of their own, and so their reputation continued to rely on a Greek and Roman spread that painted this Elisha priest as bogeyman who bathed in the blood of human sacrificial victims, calling down terrifying spirits from the dark other world to the shiver their enemies. So we can take from here is that Druid don't have their own identity, their identity depends upon Greek and Roman. Depends upon Greek and Roman. There is belief that they bathed in the blood of human sacrificial victims to shrivel their enemies. So here the end of this passage. Let's moving forward the next passage. More than 30 Greek and Roman writers from around 200 BCE to the 4th century CE were fascinated by the enigmatic group of ritualists. There has been a lot of controversy concerning the veracity of this ancient author and their plagiarism or recycling of facts about the truth. However, however, I do have faith in one. Julius Caesar. He was in Gaul of nearly 10 years in 15th BCE, leading war of Roman conquest, and so he knew the reason personally rather than relying on second-hand information, and because he was writing his Chronicle of Scrutiny by the Senate in Rome, it is doubtful whether he would have got away with fanciful imagining because they could have been contradicting by his fellow officers. So, this passage is talking about in centuries, in past centuries, in early centuries in Greek and Roman writers describing about the facts related to truth. But the real facts are known by the Julius Caesars only. So the title of this topic is facts about the Druids in early century in Greek and Roman. The facts about Druids in early century early century. So we can take some line from here, from this whole, that more than 30 Greek and Roman writers from around 200 BCE to the 4th century CE were fascinated by this enigmatic group of ritualists. There has been a lot of controversy concerning the veracity of this ancient author and their plagiarisms of recycling the fact about the truths. So we can take from here is that earlier century, the facts about truth is continuously rectified by the Roman and Greek writers and Greek writers. And next we can take in from here is, however, I do have faith in one, Julius Caesar. He was in Gaul for nearly 10 years in the 50s BC, leading the war of Roman conquest, so he knew the reason personally rather than relying on second-hand information because he was writing his chronicle for scrutiny by the Senate in Rome. It is doubtful whether he would have got away with fanciful imagining because they could have been contradicted by his fellow officers. So we can take from here is Julius Caesar know the exact facts about Druid. But still, yeah, okay, no, he is not out. Let's moving toward the next basis. Caesar seems to have had quite intimate knowledge of Judaism, gained at least in part from his close friendship with Druid named Divicius, who was also the ruler of prominent Gallic tribe in eastern Gaul, the Eudui, an ally of Rome. We know of Divicius from another contemporary source, a comment by the orator Cicero, who had met Divicius in Rome and spoke warmly of the Gallic Druid as particular skilled in art of divination. So, while many ancient authors painted a negative picture of the Druid, the condemning them as a blood-soaked savage lurking in sinister forest, Caesar respected them for their erudition as natural scientists, teacher, healer, and their specialism in liaising with the denizens of the other world. In this last skill that appeared to have left intriguing archaeological traces, including the rite of human sacrifice. So, how Julius Caesar know about Druid? Because Druid is also one of the renowned prominent Gallic tribe, a ruler of the prominent Gallic tribe in eastern Gaul in the alley of the Rome. So this topic, the title of particular passage is how Julius Caesar, how Caesar know about Druid. So how you know? It's the contemporary source. It is given a contemporary source. Contemporary source by his friend Cicero. Caesar respected them, yeah, for all this. Caesar respected, no, we can say that there is a negative pictures of Druid painted by authors. But Caesar respect him as natural scientist, teacher, healer, and their specialism in liaising with the denizen of the other world. Which about that, the traces are also found in the archaeologists. So that's all about today. So we will continue the other passages tomorrow. Thank you for watching.